Folks, Black Bull Markets have 10 merch packs to give away to clients who sign up before the end of the year, including one of these trader keys. So to go in the draw, all you need to do is sign up with the link below this video or in the podcast description, and you'll go in the draw to win. It's that simple. And remember, folks, when you sign up to Black Bull Markets through the Trading Nut link below, you're going to get a 100% deposit bonus up to $1,000 on your first deposit. All you need to do is click the link in the description below the video or the podcast.
Hello, hello, hello. Good morning, good day, good evening, depending on where you're at. Hope everybody's doing well. I am going to do some trading today, I hope. Maybe. I should say that differently because I'm working on not over trading. Yeah, I've been overdoing the trades, and I've been in slow bleed out for a couple weeks now. And so I've been trying to frame my trades a little bit more slowly, a little bit more specifically. Hey, bud. So I'm going to get into these charts here. Make sure y'all can hear me, can see me. Or not see me, that's not important. If you can put some comments in chat to let me know where you're watching from, what you're trading, something like that. Keep in mind, not keep in mind, just know, I guess, that I like it when folks ask questions, kind of interrogate my trading. To me, that's helpful. So I'll get into it. I've only looked at a couple of my charts here this morning, so it's kind of, oh, Monty, thanks so much. You're from Florida. Thanks for letting me know. Thanks for helping me to know that my microphone is working, all that kind of good stuff. Welcome from Florida. 9:30 there, I think. Kind of a chill time of the morning. Here I'm on the West Coast, 6:30. All right, so let me do this. I just assuming that nobody's watched this stream before. This is the 5 pairs and indices that I'll trade. I don't look at anything else. So S&P and NASDAQ indices over here, and then the 3 Forex pairs, US crosses. I guess like majors, US majors, I guess what they're called. So a couple of things, since I'm gonna start here, since this is where I started looking this morning. This big yellow rectangle area is the daily chart volume imbalance. Been waiting for the fill. You can see it's over here. Thought might see it yesterday, but my trade actually got out as the price here poked over what level? This level here. Let's see. It was starting to slow down, and so I just got a little nervous. But you can see if I had left my stop down here where it was, I could have gotten all the way up there overnight, or I guess through this morning. But that's just kind of hindsight. Like, hey, I could have done this. It's not necessarily how I want to trade. I think I'd rather have this short-term trade. This was over the course of 2 hours instead of a full day. So anyways, next levels I have anywhere are pretty far up at this point. So there's kind of a lot of open room. So what I'll do here is look for just continuation, but also after a raid. So that's something I realized that I was missing, is only look for a long after sell side has been raided. And then after the raid, a structure shift. So looking mainly at the 15 and 5 to decide trades, and then 1 minute for entry. So for this, what I want to see is a poke down. It's probably into here. Into this order block, which is right below. So poke into there, or this area here, so fair value gap and order block area, which would be one more rate further. So here, it would not only read this low here, this intermediate term low on the 5-minute chart, it would also read this short-term low. And there's always a chance of it further, but what I do is I wait for price to pull into here and then shift structure going back up. So it may not happen. There's already quite a bit of displacement here, so we shall see. NASDAQ is similar. However, there is this big that kind of turquoise boxes is a weekly fair value gap. So if you look back from way back here, there's this fair value gap on the weekly chart that we're kind of reaching for. I know it's kind of messy with all of my text not showing up very well. But it broke out this high, and it's continuing to push up. So I was looking last night, this kind of failed attempt here, hoping that overnight we would pull back into this area so that I could look for a long, but it just went instead. So no worries. What I can do though, just to kind of evaluate. I like to do this to see how I would have traded something had I been watching it. So what I mentioned on the last chart about rating sell side before looking for a long, this was the low to watch for the rate that was available, that was visible even on the 1 hour chart. You can see this candle here, right here. So today, or I guess this was just late last night. but before New York midnight. So how could I have traded, or could I have even? So you get a raid in here, a small structure shift in the 5 minute, not enough for me to enter. And then this structure shift here is what I would like to try to see if there's an entry on. It's a little bit more aggressive, a little more displacing. So if you look at this, it doesn't really quite pull into this gap of this run in this order block far enough. So unfortunately, I don't think I wouldn't have traded that. Yeah, even trying to make it work doesn't quite get me there. So that's just kind of me explaining a little bit of my style here. Just trying to see if what does it look like here. Yeah, it really just doesn't present opportunity. Just kind of blew up. So that's okay. That's the kind of thing I'm learning to be okay with. So that's the indices. No action at this point, but the same kind of thing here. So rate level here that I'd like to see. This is equal those sell side liquidity. So I'll put an alarm down there. Gives me a heads up if it pulls back into there, and you can see. I like to see this kind of stuff too. Just helps me to learn and grow. 5 minute fair value gap in there. Tags into it a couple times. See if it gets back down. Moving on to Forex. There we go. So this is Euro USD. Had a poke out above yesterday's high and shift down. This is 15 minutes chart. I'm going to look at the daily really quick. Daily's got here constant correction. Okay, so that's cool. I think. Okay, so this white line is constant encroachment, which is something I'm learning about. Half of this wick. I think that's what it's called. Anyways, ICT concept that I'm working to understand. So I plotted it so I can kind of see the reaction if there is one here on the chart. You can got pretty close to it before moving down. So intermediate term high. To watch could be a liquidity area, especially with this little level, a little bit not quite reached. Here, there. Volume imbalance hasn't touched it all, so let's change the color. I was just trying to see if there's a trade in here. So that one's, if I was being aggressive, I could have gotten in there. No, not really. I don't like it. This whole gap here is below 50%. So it's not deep enough. So I would have had to wait for this gap up here to be taken, which didn't. I do like this as a reach area if I can get a signal for a long. Let's see. It's hourly fair value gap. Daily fair value gap is there. And old level here. Price came down. If this, I don't really like this. Doesn't really feel like a structure shift yet. There's a reaction off of the 5-minute wick there. So then I see opportunity for long. With some overlap. Dang, colors on this platform are so not nice to work with. Again, folks, let me know if you have any questions. I'm happy to do my best to answer. Just checking in on everything real quick. So there's still this opportunity to get down a little bit lower. So I'm going to be watching. I'll break down into this area maybe. I think that will convince me more that it's time for long. Just leaving notes for myself. So I'm going to consider this over here. And for now, move on. Oops. There we go. There's USD JPY. Some liquidity pools. What's been going on here? Use of that gap. So rate of that level could be ready for long. Here. Untouched gap. Oh, goodness. Whatever. Paint colors. So this old intermediate term low happens to be basically right in the middle of that gap. Could be a reach area over this last high. So it's already pulled back. Let's already use that. It's going to be the rate of here. Taking liquidity. So looking now for a 1 minute structure shift to come back up for more of that. This sell side. I guess that's what that is. These ones are white. So it's not quite ready just because the I haven't seen a good structure shift here. So on the 5 minute chart, there's really nothing. But what I'm working off of is this low to this high. That well beyond the 50%, so that's good. But there's no entry yet because here, like it just kind of went into this little fair value gap here, but it's not the one I want to see. I want to see a displacement up higher in order to create a gap and then an entry there. So right now what I need to see is a break above here. Actually, oh, excuse me. Break above there. I want to see it clear this out. that would leave me feeling like there's a possibility there. So I'll leave that one. Got my alarm set. And moving on to USD CAD. Does anyone have any questions? Not today. Someone's on Facebook. So that's from yesterday. I just noticed my notes of I was looking at this low and this liquidity here, but pointed out to myself that there's this. This is a daily fair value gap. So I was saying I was watching for entry into that one because it took out this daily low, but then with this still there and available, I was cautious of that. So I'm happy to see that that was a reasonable thing to consider. I would say, let's see, structure is shifting up. We've broken out about 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 previous highs, including and then 5, yes, including that one. That. So then might see a return down into this area here. We have a new gap formed earlier in this move. That would suffice. But that being the case, I'm still waiting for entry into this area and then see structure shift from there. So oh, 1 million Pika says, how are you, buddy? I'm doing okay. I'm a little bit tired this morning. I was up a little bit later than I anticipated, but still good. Got up early enough to still have time before getting on the stream. But a better question is, how are you? So also, is anyone else trading anything right now? I'm always curious to see what other people are thinking. How do I want to trade this one? If I can. I'll just get to make it happen. Go from there. Just look at here. 35925. 35926. Took out this order block by 1 point. Touched it by 1 point. I wouldn't say it took it out. So I don't really have any real solid idea here. So that's taken out. But it doesn't yet give me permission to long until there's a structure shift upside. So I think what I'll look for. There's a couple things I can see here. Could be a move up to raid this level. And let me look at that daily level here a second. Okay, so that's an old daily level. But it's part of a new daily feel very for volume gap. No, it didn't mutate yet. Where did you go? See the highs, 36,034. 36,034. So that's, look at that. That's that daily gap right there. But that's based on not today. Oh no, it is based on today, so it's not finished yet. That's why it's so exact. All right, I'm gonna delete that. I was looking at the wrong candle for today. Well, I'm not gonna try to make any cool forced moves here. This is not real ideal. So first idea is seeing a raid down here, potentially even down as far as this gap. New York midnight, and then structure shift and long. I just have to decide if this old Civi fair value gap is worth using if it raids and goes. I think if it breaks into here, that's what I'll do. If there's a structure shift after breaking this guy, this guy here too. Actually, leave that one right there. Okay, so a couple different ideas I could do there. Some pretty big displacement. So right now, if it broke, it'd have to go all the way back up and break this level. So what would be ideal is to see this move continue, pull back into here, down into here, and then break that structure, pull back into gap, and then go. So there you have it. All right, we got somebody in GBP, USD, and we got someone shorting NASDAQ. Oh, be sweet if you're up in this upper level here, bud. If so, I wonder why or how you're in there. All the way up here, there's nothing, I think, there. Could try there, I suppose, in a moment. So just coming for liquidity right now. Just barely touched it, so it's not done. This actually could give me a short setup, actually. Depending on what this candle ends up doing. So we already have a 5-minute structure shift down here. It's pulling back into this area. The 1-minute chart. we need to have structure break. 1 minute gap. Okay, so this just tagged out. Something just alerted me. This guy. And some fun movement here. Yeesh. See what happens with this. Gee whiz. So, looking up here. Structure is already broken. Let's see what happens up in this area. Matt Jr. looks like you're in a trading equities, yeah? A lot going on here now. Kind of interesting. A little more interesting, I should say. I'll be right back, folks. Okay, I'm back. Get my shoes on, get my feet warm, and fill up my coffee. Morning, bud. All right, folks. Well, I'm going to be wrapping up here in a little bit. If you have any questions, any comments, any criticisms, you can take all of that here before I get going. ERC. Yeah, I can. I'm just going to post this so everybody knows what I'm talking about. All 7 people. Um, so criteria is based on a couple different things. I need to have a minimum time frame shift or structure shift on the time frame of 5 minutes or greater in order to consider anything on a 1 minute chart. So that's something that's kind of new, kind of old, coming back to it because I was getting into too many trades on a 1 minute chart and having them not play out very well. So I look for a shifted structure on the 5 minute after a raid, some sort of liquidity level. Let me see if I can find a good example. So currently on this chart, no, I'm not gonna trade that one like that. Never mind. See if there's anything that's close enough to show you. Okay, so this one's getting pretty close. So this is a 5 minute chart. Structure shift is happening in this move here. So from up here all the way down to here. Make it a little bigger. There you go. It breaks out, price breaks out below this intermediate term low on a 5 minute chart. It's not just a little level like this one. It's got a lot more oomph to it. It's got a lot of displacement. It's reaching for something. So there's a 5 minute structure part. That has to happen first. Then I can decide a location to start looking for a 1 minute entry. So on this chart, I have this fair value gap in the gray box here and the order block that sits inside of it, which is almost right at 50% of the gap, which is really nice. It's kind of a handful of concepts coming together. So what I'll do is watch here on the 1 minute chart for when a similar thing happens for an entry. So it'll come up to my location, then it will do a 1 minute structure shift, meaning it'll come up, come down, come up, break that structure, and leave a new gap. So it's essentially the same thing happening both on the 5 minute and on the 1 minute. So currently you have it pulling back, going back. Nothing really happening to break structure on the downside. Going a little higher, a little higher. Ideally, it'll come up somewhere in here and then shift structure and give me an opportunity there. So I then add in currently, I want to learn enough to be able to enter on limit orders, kind of as the prices, selling short as prices moving up. But currently what I do is I look for an engulfing bar to confirm the timing. So we'll see. So yeah, that's what I was asking there, or that's what I was answering there. Hopefully RC that helps a little bit explain where I'm at, what I'm doing. So anyways, that's what I'm looking for. Looking for this level to first be touched, then structure break. Whoa, excuse me. We'll pick up burp. And I put the fib in there because I want it to be above 50% of the move. So then we gotta look here. We have this nice big juicy imbalance zone up here that could be used first. So we have this attempt there. Tried to get up in there, failed. So there's that opportunity too that price has to get up into that big juicy zone there. A little bit of a raid on this guy here. But in order to break structure, it's got to come all the way back up here. So that's pretty unlikely for me to trade that right now. So old daily level, 5-minute level. So for this one, I'd like to see a continued move into this gap and then a structure break to the upside. This one I like. A couple of different opportunities here. This move so far. Gives the opportunity in this section here. It's a little high on the gap, but if I can get into the past the 50% and have the structure break move that I'd like to see, that's fine. I like that price just came up and couldn't quite take out 2 days ago high. I think that's what it is. 2 days ago low, sorry, right here. As well as this little buddy right here. But we'll see. That candle's not done yet. So 15-minute has this raid, so which means the 5-minute also has it. Raid, go. So put an alarm down here. If it gets into that gap, then good to go. Look here, 5-minute, 4-minute, 3-minute. Okay, well, I think that's gonna be it for me today. It's kind of getting some movement, but nothing that's actually giving me a trade entry. So, um, hope everybody has a good rest of your trading time, day, night, whatever it is. And see you next week, same time. Thanks, Cam. Thanks, Blue Guardian. Farewell.